Have you ever wondered how a person can continue living after losing someone they love the most? How some people are still able to move forward calmly after heartbreak, loss, or experiences that seem impossible to survive? Are they simply stronger than everyone else? Or do they just understand life in a different way? In Stoicism, there is a deeply profound perspective on loss. Stoics do not believe that we truly own anything in this life. Not the people we love, not money, not youth, not even peaceful moments. Everything is only something temporarily entrusted to us to accompany us for a limited period of time. And there is a truth most people spend their lives trying to avoid. If you love someone long enough, one day, you will have to learn how to lose them. No one escapes that. No relationship is guaranteed forever. No body lasts forever. No beautiful moment remains unchanged. And perhaps what causes human beings the greatest suffering is not that things leave, but that we always believe they were supposed to stay forever. In this episode, we'll talk about how Stoics face loss and why they are able to love deeply, while still remaining calm enough to let go when it is time to part. Many people misunderstand Stoicism. They think Stoics are cold, emotionless people who feel no pain in heartbreak or loss. But that is completely untrue. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, lost many loved ones throughout his life. But instead of viewing loss as something unfair, he constantly reminded himself that everything he cherished would eventually change, leave, or come to an end according to the natural order of life. In Meditations, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Stoicism does not teach people to become emotionally numb. It teaches people how not to let suffering destroy their entire lives. Because Stoics understand this. Loss is not an exception to life. It is part of life. Epictetus, born into slavery and raised without freedom, also had a deeply insightful perspective on attachment and loss. In Enchiridion, the handbook, he wrote, "Never in any case say, 'I have lost such a thing,' but 'I have returned it.'" And then Epictetus continued with a line that has made countless people stop and reflect deeply. "Is your child dead? It is a return. Is your wife dead? It is a return." At first, it sounds cold, but in reality, it is an incredibly profound way of understanding life. Stoics believe that nothing truly belongs to us forever. Not the people we love, not our children, not wealth. Even this body will one day be returned to nature. Everything is only walking beside us for a short part of the journey. And when the time comes for something to leave, it is not life stealing it from you. It is simply a loan that has reached its due date. In Stoicism, there is an important concept called Adiaphora. Adiaphora refers to things outside your control, things that do not determine your true worth. This includes money, status, reputation, praise, criticism, possessions, and even the people around you. That does not mean Stoics do not love deeply. Quite the opposite. They love deeply, but they understand that other people are not theirs to control. You cannot control who stays, who changes, who leaves, who stops loving you. You cannot control time, aging, illness, or death either. The only thing that truly belongs to you is how you respond to all of it. And in Stoicism, the highest ideal is called arete, virtue. Arete means character, integrity, wisdom, courage, and the way you choose to live and face life. Stoics believe If one day you lose everything, but still keep your virtue, then you have not truly lost what matters most. And on the other hand, a person may possess everything in the world, but if they lose themselves in the process, they are still empty-handed in the end. Much of human suffering comes from trying to turn Adiaphora into something permanent. We want to keep a person forever, keep a feeling forever, keep a beautiful chapter of life forever. But life does not work that way. Everything changes. And the tighter we try to hold on to things that were never meant to stay forever, the more we suffer. It is like trying to hold sand in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. Stoics do not live with clenched fists. They live with open palms. When life gives, they feel gratitude. When life takes away, they learn acceptance. Not because they do not feel pain, but because they understand that prolonged suffering often comes from resisting reality, from endlessly wishing things should have been different. That is why Stoicism does not try to erase pain. It simply teaches people to stop fighting what cannot be changed. Because sometimes, the most exhausting part is not the loss itself, but your constant resistance to the fact that it happened. Think about this. Two people go through the same breakup. One completely falls apart. The other still hurts, still misses the person, but gradually accepts reality and moves forward. The difference is not only the loss itself. The difference lies in their relationship with that loss. Many people imprison themselves with thoughts like, "This should never have happened. They were supposed to stay. I can't accept this." But Stoicism asks a very different question. What makes you believe life owes you permanence? The truth is, everything beautiful in life eventually ends. Youth, health, love, parents, friends, peaceful days. Nothing stays forever. And perhaps that is exactly what makes these things precious. Interestingly, Stoics do not wait until loss happens before learning how to accept it. They practice it every day. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that the people he met today might no longer be here tomorrow. It sounds sad, but in reality, it is a way of living more deeply. Because when you truly realize everything is temporary, you begin to become more present. You love more deeply. You feel more gratitude. You stop postponing the words that need to be said. You stop treating other people's presence as something guaranteed. Stoics do not love less than others. They simply try to love without turning love into possession. Because possession creates fear. Fear of loss. Fear of change. Fear of being left behind. And then people begin to control, cling, and demand that life unfold according to their desires. But life never promised that. There is something very beautiful in Stoicism. Letting go is not always a form of loss. Sometimes, it is the highest form of love. When someone wants to leave, Stoics do not try to hold on at all costs. Not because they do not hurt, but because they understand that love is not imprisonment. You cannot force someone to stay through attachment. You cannot keep someone through fear. And you cannot build peace through trying to control what was never yours to control. Stoics learn to say, "I'm grateful that our paths once crossed," instead of, "Why did you leave me?" That is a profound shift in perspective. From possession to gratitude. From control to acceptance. From attachment to maturity. And perhaps maturity is not the moment when human beings stop feeling pain from loss. Perhaps maturity is when we learn how to love fully, without trying to hold on to everything forever. Thank you for listening. If this video touched you, leave a comment. What is something in your life that you are learning to let go of? And if you find content like this meaningful, don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue exploring emotions, self-understanding, and inner freedom together in the next episodes.